Welcome in, everybody. Thursday, November the 10th, Roster the People, Week 10. Mike Manning, Jason Draven, Neil Smith. Jason, how you doing, big guy?
I'm pretty good. I'm just excited for this week. I'm not so excited for tonight's game, but with it being Veterans Day tomorrow, I'm clearly excited for it.
Yeah, I could tell. Mike, how's it going out there in PA?
I mean, could be worse. Weather's not too bad. Sadly, the Steelers are back, so got to deal with that.
They can't lose on the bye. That's how it always works.
Exactly. You know, it was a positive weekend.
I like
They
the
went
general.
0-0.
Week 10 could be worse. I like it. I like it. Hold on to your butts, ladies and gentlemen, because we have a ton of questions. But before we dive in, a PSA. It is Week 10. You have about 4 weeks left of regular season of NFL here, and we mentioned this at the end of last week's show, but we'll do it again here because I meant to bring it up. Your trade deadline, if you play in standard leagues across Sleeper, across ESPN, across most major platforms, if you play with a non-custom rule set, your trade deadline is likely the 30th, the end of this month. You heard it here first. You have been warned. You have 2.5 weeks. Every year, I get a handful of people that stroll in late and go, why can't I make trades anymore? Yeah, that's why. There's usually some kind of notification, but you should be planning for that reality now. And if you play in a league that does have a custom rule set, you probably have a constitution or a league settings page. You should check that. So there's your PSA. We are going to start going right into questions. And I'm not seeing anything that immediately jumps off the page as here we go. All right. Christian has a Thursday night question. So we're going to do this first. So get your Thursday night questions in, folks. You have 45 minutes until kickoff. Half PPR. Oh.
Not sure how many he needs here.
Yeah.
So,
Christian, we're going to probably need you to clarify some of this.
I'm going to say that it's probably 2 running backs and 2 wide receivers since that's most standard leagues. Is that how you kind of read that or no?
We're going to go with that until we get clarification. So go ahead.
Okay. I would go with clearly Chubb, and I like Taylor's matchup, but we're still not 100% on that. So I'm going to go Foreman, Chubb, and then is this PPR? Half PPR. Godwin and Moore. Ooh, I really want Rondale Moore, but I hate to drop any of the people you currently have.
Now, he says waivers. I have Rondale Moore. It leads me to believe that I'm not entirely
Does
sure.
That mean it's on his bench? I can't tell if that's meaning he's on his bench or it's the waivers.
I can't tell either. Christian, wait. Okay. This is a flex too. All right.
So
2 wide receiver, 2-2-1.
Yeah, 2-2-1.
So all Foreman, right. Chubb, Godwin, Rondale.
Palmer. I mean, Chubb's a guarantee.
Correct.
That's one running back out. Like we're all going to definitely guarantee on. I'm cool enough waiting on JT. And if JT doesn't go, I'd be okay with playing Lenny. But I think that this game's just going to be an abysmal game. I don't care if you're running the ball or passing the ball. This is going to be a game you don't want to be a part of.
Yeah, it's not going to be the 37-34 game from last week or 2 weeks ago.
So I would do Chubb and then JT if he's healthy. If not, you throw in Lenny, and you're okay with it.
Oh, okay. He clarified here further down. He means he does. The waiver thing. Those are on waivers. So I don't know how this league.
So you can pick them up, exactly. But we'd have to drop one of somebody.
Rondale Moore, Josh Palmer, and Pickens are all available on the waiver wire. I'd love to play in your league, Christian. Get me an invite.
If those are the guys on the waiver, yeah, that'd be great.
I don't know what this waiver wire is, but yeah.
And then wide receiver. Does that mean Brandon Cooks? I'm guessing
that would be.
That's what I'm going with.
Yeah, that has. I can't think of any other wide receiver named Cook.
Even though I really don't want to do more, I still think he has more upside than Cooks to do more in Godwin.
Yeah. There's got to be something on your bench, I'm thinking, that you can drop.
And then if you were doing a flex, you would be able to flex either Lenny or Cooks.
I can't imagine this is your whole team as well. There's got to be
Yeah.
something on his team that I would want to drop for either.
I mean,
Rondale
I'm fine
or
dropping
Kenny
Sutton.
Pickens. Yeah, that's insanity. I'm not doing that.
Well,
But
Sutton for more. Rondale. Yeah, I'm completely
again,
fine
I
with
stand
that.
by my that's an insane statement by an insane person that needs to be in a padded room. But that's not what I'm.
Because there's also, I mean, I'd rather,
Got to be something further down the list than that.
yeah, any of those wide receivers on the waiver wire, I would actually rather over like Cooks
Yeah, exactly.
for
That's
this week of playing at least.
for this
to say
week,
the
right?
least.
Not forever, but okay. Christian, here's what we're gonna tell you. You're not gonna start Foreman tonight. We're pretty much more or less in agreement on that. So run it that way, and then it always hurts, buddy. It always hurts. It's never not. Peyton Manning ain't walking back through that door.
Neil's also a Broncos guy since he lives there. He has
You
to
know,
be.
You can't cut Sutton though. He's got his usage rate is too high. You can't just cut
I
him.
get that, but
I'd
so
cut
is
Boyd
Moore.
before I cut Sutton.
Say that again, Mike.
So is
Cut Boyd before I cut Sutton.
So would I. Yeah, that's because
Just
Boyd is
because of the
limited
fact that
shelf
Boyd's-
life,
Yeah, Boyd's useful for another like 2 weeks, and he's
and also
on, like
define useful.
yeah.
If he doesn't catch a touchdown, it's pointless. So,
I would
it's like
cut
I
Boyd
would
if you cut anybody.
yeah, but you've probably got somebody else on your waiver wire that I would rather cut, and I would rather do that for my flex. I'd rather have either Rondale Moore or Pickens. Pick one. I don't care. I'm fine.
And
with
also,
either.
I mean, we're it's looking like Allen's going to miss again. Keenan Allen.
Yeah,
with a
and
target,
Mike
gonna be-
Williams
so,
is not a guarantee either.
so Mike Williams is out. We know it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he's already completely ruled
So,
out. So
Palmer would be a perfectly good play as well. Like all
any,
three of those guys.
any
would
of
be
your
solid
waiver wire is what we're recommending to you.
for your
And
flex.
I'll tell you what, Christian, for $1, you can join our Discord and you can screenshot your whole team for us right now, and we'll set your lineup for you. Okay. But that's probably gonna have that should do it for right now. All right, and then I'm gonna go with Bolly. Boley?
I bench Foreman.
Me too.
Really? I'm
Yeah.
benching Swift.
Too much
I
upside.
can't. Too much.
Don't care.
He played 16% of the snaps last week, and he still had 9 points.
Yeah, when he's on the field, his usage rate is too high.
I mean, how do
And-
you
Well,
Pretty.
Mike, did you also see the report too? Where they were
Volume.
talking about Jamal Williams is like slowly breaking down because of the increased usage.
because he
They
can't,
can't
do it
keep-
either.
He's not meant.
So you
he's
know what
never
that
been
means?
designed for that.
Craig
Justin
Reynolds just
Jackson.
went on IR too.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, it would eventually go to like Justin Jackson gets some usage. I think that they more make it. They close the gap here. They're starting to just close the gap as the season progresses. One's getting healthier, one's getting less healthy. The one that's actually talented is getting healthier. That's Swift.
Yeah. But again, until I see him actually get more snaps, I'm fine with what he has. Like you said, he's getting 8 points, but I think both Foreman and Connor are more likely to fall into the end zone and have 30 plus yards as compared
Connor's
to Swift.
usage was good last week. I was happy with it. If I'm a Connor owner,
Correct.
yeah, I was happy with Connor.
And the matchup isn't horrible.
No,
Who did it?
not
I
at all.
don't even remember. The Rams. So I mean, I don't love Connor, but of them,
They're
I'm
gonna-
still gonna.
They're gonna the Bears are likely, or the Lions are gonna likely be losing to the Bears.
As sad as that is, it's probably true.
I mean,
All right.
the Bears
Well,
are
I think we've
playing-
covered it though. It's 2
Get
votes
Foreman out.
Swift, one votes the alternative. So, Aaron. Hey, Aaron. How you doing? Aaron's in
back.
the Discord. He's back. We were talking to you earlier today. Come on, buddy. It's Jamal Williams.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jamal.
Come on, buddy.
Yeah,
You
Come
know
on
that.
now.
I love the ones that are just alley oop there for you though.
All right. How about this? There you go. We'll let Jason go first because this is
Oh.
right in his wheelhouse.
Oh yeah, I love DPJ here.
Agreed.
I do not trust Hubbard. Because of the fact that he's more likely just going to be used on third down work, and even then, I'm not super confident in it.
too much of a risk that I'm gonna in a bad game. That's likely like we've been saying, it's gonna likely be a bad game. I don't care if it's gonna be a dump off or not. It's like 20-mile-per-hour winds or something. Like even a dump off pass is gonna go off target at this point. So DPJ has been a solid contributor, wide receiver 3 for like 3 weeks now in a row.
I mean, I could.
And they're
probably
playing the
just-
Dolphins defense that allows big plays out the wazoo.
Where is the wazoo on the human body?
I don't know. I didn't go to science class that much. health
It's
class,
true.
either one.
It's true.
I got through it. I didn't, I knew I was going into football, so I didn't really care about that.
But yeah, it's definitely DPJ.
It's deep. We all agree it's DPJ. All right. And then we
Hubbard
have
was a cool pickup for a little while, and then now we're realizing that this offense is still garbage.
and that Hubbard's not actually that good.
And he wasn't good last year.
Well, yeah.
Well, I
historically.
said that. I hated Hubbard from when people started suggesting that. I'm like, I'd much rather have Foreman.
Yeah.
I've
Just get
seen
that
his talent
touchdown
before.
upside of
Well,
it.
yeah. Well, when Foreman's healthy, he's actually like
Good.
Been solid.
productive. Yeah. I don't know about
135 yards and
good.
3 touchdowns.
I don't know about good. My more
He's
line up
been-
with solid.
He's been all right.
He's an NFL starter. He can play in the league. Whereas Chuba Hubbard, I'm not convinced that you could say the
Honestly,
same.
yeah,
thing.
Deontay Foreman is the epitome of an RB2 on a team.
Yeah.
Not your fantasy team, the NFL team.
Yeah,
So, like,
a
when
real
your starter
NFL
goes down.
player.
Yeah, when any starter goes down, you're not too upset. You're like, hey, this guy can do it.
Yeah, the Lions are hoping that they would have him as their actual third, but that's fine.
Half
Sorry,
PPR, Hunt or Algier tonight.
Algier.
Uh,
Dude is looking so good with
This is
the
like a
carries
real
he's getting.
question. I like
Yeah,
this.
this
This
is
is like
legit.
a
This is
real
legit.
question.
I gotta still go with Hunt.
I think I do too. I'm pulling up.
God, you guys are. I'm just amazed.
I think Patterson's gonna take even more than tonight.
Yeah, in a brutal game.
Yeah, but you saw what he got. What Algier had with 8 carries, I think, last week. It's ridiculous.
do you not follow any of the conversations we have in Discord where we talk
You
about
act- no.
volume?
You act like
Where
I
we talk
care.
where we talk about. I am gonna. You are so close to getting put in the penalty box. You have no idea. Like how close you're about to go into the penalty box. Like keep going the way you're going, man. Like keep dancing on the head of a pin. Like in my rankings, I do have Hunt slightly ahead of Algier. So I'm saying this is a real question because I have them separated by about 3 spots. So it's like you're talking about like flex running backs. Oh, it's so close. I have Hunt
We
slightly
also-
ahead, so I trust my rankings.
So he also did that against literally, I'm pretty sure, the worst run defense in the NFL.
Are the Panthers that much better?
Everyone's
God.
better.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was better. Technically.
I mean, everyone is better than them. So yes.
All right, so we've got. I
If
think
I'm
we've got.
gonna have 10 touches from a player, at least I know that Hunt is a better chance of a touchdown, in my opinion.
I think we got 2 for Hunt, 1 for Algier. Is
Pretty
how
usual.
where we're gonna leave that.
Used to being on my island by myself.
Jerome,
Oh.
welcome back, Jerome. There you
I
go,
had to-
Jason. All your favorite players lined up for you to pick from.
I know, and I don't want to play the running back. That's the issue. I'd much rather play Johnson and DPJ.
Yeah.
Crud. I guess here I go Hunt.
Oh, it's that. Oh
I don't
God,
think,
it
I don't
hurt
think
him.
this one's that hard.
It was like I don't either, but it's like crippling. It's like that was like a gut punch. It like hurt him to say that.
It's like whenever the kids are lining up or sitting in front of you and you're just like, they ask you, who's your favorite?
I think
You
this
have
one's
to
easy.
just
I think this is a layup. Like,
Yeah. Should we wait till he actually says?
No, we will.
answer in like
We're
10
no,
minutes?
we're gonna be here until he answers. That's,
I said okay. It's gonna be.
You said Deontay. That was it.
I'm
Well,
just
no,
vamping
I
to fill
said-
airtime.
I
Like
said
that's all I'm
Hunt,
doing.
but I think I'm also gonna go with. Oh, it's PPR. I have to go Johnson. Dang it! I really want to play DVJ there, but yeah, it's probably Hunt and Johnson.
All right.
Ugh.
Hunt
That's
Johnson.
it. Shouldn't have been that hard to get there. But that's the consensus.
The running back was the issue,
Uh,
and even that wasn't big because I have Chuba 76.
he wrote Kuba. I don't know. It could have been. It could be.
Yeah.
I work with a guy named Kuba. It could be that guy.
Dog's name Kubo.
Yeah.
Oh man, Daniel with this 1,000 questions. I love it, Daniel.
Well,
Thank
Daniel's.
you.
Daniel's back. Welcome back, Daniel. We love you.
Well,
Well, the first one, I'm just gonna knock one off. It's Dulcich because Njoku is like almost certainly
Maybe.
not playing.
I was gonna say he is.
Yeah, he's a
very
maybe.
slim
And
chance.
Dulcich is a borderline top 5 tight end right now because that's how bad tight end is.
Yeah,
So
and
He's
he's
a rookie
pretty
that's played
talented.
for like 3 or 4 weeks, and he's
that's how
already a
bad
top
tight
5
end is. It's that bad. It's really ugly. Taysom
Yeah.
Hill is like tight end 8, and he's been god awful outside of like 2 games. So
Okay, so we just pick one from the first 3 groups.
Yes.
Okay.
So
yeah, so the tight end question is done. We're on to Donta Foreman, Gibson, Cooks in a PPR league. And you pick one.
I'm assuming
That's how
that's
I'm reading
is
this.
that
It's
Dalvin?
definitely either Gibson or Cooks.
I know, but is it Dalvin Cooks or is it Brandon Cooks?
I'm
Well,
going
it's
with
Dalvin
Brandon
Cook.
Cooks because
I
if
was
it was
gonna say, I'm guessing
Dalvin
Brandon.
Cook, we could just
No
be
question
done.
there.
Yeah, we could just be
Okay.
done and move on. Like,
Okay, I'll go with Foreman there just because of volume.
In a PPR,
yeah.
Yeah, Gibson is close because I know that they're going to be chasing, but golly,
My issue there is that normally it'd be Brandon Cooks all day, but because of his weird contract holdout situation and now his wrist injury that is bothering him,
yeah, because
kinda
he
don't
couldn't
really wanna
sign a bigger contract.
deal with that. So for me, I'm going to
it's
go
not
in
the
a
contract that's bugging him.
Yeah, I was going to say that it's
He just wants to
it's
win.
He just wants to win games at this point in his career. I think he's proven
He
to people.
just signed that extension like last offseason.
Yeah.
It was
It's
a massive one.
Yeah, 2
like
years,
Brandon
26,
Cooks-
I think.
like normally I wouldn't have Brandon Cooks this low, but in my wide receiver rankings I have Brandon Cooks at wide receiver 37 because of the wrist and like normally he'd be way higher than that. So I can't justify it here. So I'm going to go Gibson to answer that question. Just because it's PPR and they're going to be chasing and quietly in the background.
McKissick is just gone.
McKissick is
Well,
done,
he has
and
an
they've
IR
realized that Brian
neck.
Robinson isn't
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
He hasn't played in
So-
God knows how long. He's not playing anytime soon.
He's hurt
So-
is part of the problem.
Yeah.
So it's not that they just hate JD McKissick out of nowhere all of a sudden. Let's not give people that impression if that's what
No.
they think.
I think I'll go Gibson as well.
All right, clean sweep for a change. We all vote Gibson. Wait, Jason, did you say Foreman or did you say Gibson?
He
I said Foreman.
All right, Jason. Never mind.
I
Jason's
can never
back
stick
on
with
his-
you guys.
Jason's back on his island. All right.
This week is like after this week, we're gonna either like we're gonna laugh at Jason's face or Jason's gonna just nonstop.
That's how this show
voting against
usually
us.
works. That's how this show usually works. We either mock Jason mercilessly or he dunks on all of us for all day Sunday. It's never not that. I'm used
Yeah.
to it. It's okay, half PPR, Warner CEH. That's a fun one.
I hate this question.
That's a fun question. I like the
So-
cut. I like the cut of your jib, Daniel. I don't know what a jib is, but I like the cut of it. It's
I
I'm
mean,
going to go Warren.
this is closer than I want it to be, or I
It
never
is- it's-
expect it to be.
it's vomit-inducingly close.
I'm gonna go CEH, and it's only because they were using him more in the red zone than they were the other two, and they'll likely be ahead, which means McKinnon's not going to be used as much.
Yeah, because they said they want to use him in their playoff run. They want him to be
Yeah.
healthy for that, which is not
McKinnon?
super. Yes.
Yeah, because they'll be playing good teams.
right. And they're
So they
going
could
to
be
need
down,
McKinnon.
so they want the McKinnon guy.
I literally have them back to back. They're
Boy, we
34 and 35.
Packed house tonight, guys. Jeez. Welcome in, everybody. My God. Is the
Yeah.
Thursday night football game going to be that bad? Y'all rather watch three nerds talk about fantasy teams? Like, it's that ugly?
Yes.
I
Apparently.
guess Mike's here. He classes up the joint, so that helps.
The only person that doesn't wear a hat.
Well, no, it's
or what?
This is a unique situation.
Jordan doesn't normally wear a hat either. But Jordan talks about hockey, and we lose like half the audience immediately the minute he starts talking about hockey. They all leave. Let's do this. See, I gotta play CEH, and I hate it because I don't want to play CEH. In my heart, I want to play Warren, and I'll tell you why. And this is where we go. We're gonna do what Steve and I used to do, and we're gonna take a left turn down Narrative Street here for just a second. I believe Mike Tomlin in the sense that I believe that Mike Tomlin is a crazy enough individual from years of watching his decision making that he is serious when he says that he will take big parts of Najee Harris's job away to prove a point. Because I've seen him do that previously. He's not that nuts, but I've seen him do things like that over the years. And Mike, you'd be a better gauge of it than even me because you're even more plugged in than I am. But I've seen him do things like that because
Seen him coach once or twice.
yeah, he'll do things like that. He's not kidding when he says, like, we see the film. I'll reevaluate carries as I need to. And he will sit Najee Harris down. And Najee Harris has been brutal. That's why all the comparisons to Trent Richardson are coming out about Najee. Because that's how he's playing right now. He's got no vision. He's just slamming into the O-line every time he gets the ball. It's brutal. I can't imagine having to watch that every Sunday in like
That's
full view.
also doing a couple things there. One, you're expecting the Steelers are going to be leading,
Yeah.
which
Very little, right?
very little faith in that. And two, you are expecting that not only is he going to get, he's been playing a lot more snaps, but even his usage has been going up slightly, but not as much as his snaps. His snaps have been going up because, one, his pass blocking is phenomenal. He is just a brick wall, which is great. But
And that's what you kind of want.
So,
yeah,
Mike, you started
You don't
talking
get any
about the
fantasy
difference
points out of
between
that.
snaps and opportunities.
right.
Snaps are not opportunities.
Nope.
Snaps just means you're on the field.
I think
Opportunities is carries and not receptions, but targets.
I see a much better chance that CEH has more opportunities than Warren.
Yeah.
Probably has less snaps, more opportunities though.
So my advice around this is for the all week has been, you want to pick up Warren if he's available in your league. You want him on the back end of your bench, but I'm not putting him in any starting lineups until I actually see
I'd
something.
much prefer Warren rest of the season than CEH rest of the season.
Yeah, but for this game where we have to make a choice,
Yeah,
I'm probably
In week-
playing CEH.
in week 10,
Yeah.
I'm going
let's-
with CEH.
Okay, so let's go to the next, Jason. Jason, did you actually answer that question?
Yeah, I'm still on an island by myself on that one.
Okay, he's gonna play Warren. Okay. Let's see. Next question.
Mostly because I absolutely just despise CEH, and so I'm doing it out of pure
that's
spite
fair.
on that one.
And in that sentiment, you and I are aligned, sir. I agree with the sentiment, but I can't go with Warren without actually having seen him do anything. Cool story though, as a player.
Yeah.
We'll see what it pans out to. PPR, Connor, Najee Harris, who we just took a giant dump on, Herbert, and Raheem must start.
Yes, and you must start Mostert.
Was Raheem must start until the addition of Jeff Wilson.
Jeff
Is he
Wilson.
still Raheem must start?
I think he still has enough usage, especially in this
Or is he
game
back to being Raheem Mostert? Shout out to Jack Kavanaugh.
I'm still going to go with Mostert for sure, and then
I think Connor's the guarantee.
yeah, I think that's the next one.
Yeah, I think we're all going to end up playing Connor. So let's just all get that out of the way right now, right?
Yeah.
We're all going to start Connor.
Connor's a definite.
It's
Connor and
Connor.
Mostert.
And then I think it becomes either Najee Harris or Raheem Mostert. And they are very close to me.
They are very, very close.
I don't like how his usage was talking about Mostert last week compared to Jeff Wilson's.
Immediately they had the almost the exact same amount of snaps.
Yeah, with like less than a week of the playbook, which I mean, he knows the playbook because he has had it for the past like couple years, but still.
Okay, so for me, it's
I'm gonna
actually
go-
Connor and Harris.
I'm going, Connor and Najee.
As brutal as that is,
I'm not gonna like it, but I
don't like any. I don't like
know
it either.
that Najee's gonna have like 15 touches.
Even with the reduced workload, he would still be in line to get 15 touches, and that's
Right.
assuming Mike Tomlin actually follows through with that, and that's not all just
And you know
bluster.
who has probably the most touchdowns on the Steelers? It's probably Najee.
Yeah, it's not a high
Maybe it-
bar.
No, it's not. There's one in the whole wide receiver team or wide receiver core. So it's not a great bar. But they use him when he's in the red zone.
Maybe Pat Fryermuth will get 3 touchdowns this week, and it'll make me a very, very happy boy. Okay, last question for Daniel, and then we got to get some other people some service here.
We've been
Last question for Daniel for a little while. Fournette, Deontay Johnson, Jeff Wilson, Herbert, Khalil Herbert, I imagine. Pick 2. in
Wilson
PPR.
Johnson.
Lenny Johnson.
That's a close one. Okay, we all agree it's Johnson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because PPR.
And
Johnson's
per my
okay.
rankings, it is Lenny Johnson. Yeah.
We've
brutal
done the
as
same thing every single run.
Yes,
so
You
far.
and I-
guys
you
are
and
the
I
same
brought-
person. It's annoying.
Mike and I broadly have similar opinions. It's just
yes,
not
you're
on
the same.
everything.
You're the same person. It's annoying.
I disagree with that entirely. Mike and I are not the same person.
Yes, one actually. Well, no, even you both have horrible teams. It's. Sorry, that was a
The one
low
that's
blow.
floating
That's on
above
me.
500 barely.
That's not nice.
I'd like to play the Falcons. That'd be fun.
It's not nice coming from the Chargers fan.
Correct.
Yeah. I have so many jokes that I'm not about to
Um,
just derail the whole show. We're going to answer Jordan White's
I
question.
don't think this one's too hard.
Connor.
Connor's a guarantee. Is it just one? Oh,
It's one.
never mind.
One.
I thought there was going to be 2, and I was like Connor and Wilson, but yeah, Connor's
That's
fine.
how
It's
I'd have it
Connor.
too. It's Connor and Wilson.
Yeah.
It's Connor.
Damn, the one we were going to have that would have been everybody agrees, and it's just one.
Uh, Here we go. Here's a pick 2 for you. Kirby Blake.
Oh, standard.
Oh, Blake Kirby.
Oh, that's confusing.
That is confusing. You have two first names and 2 last names. It's a crowd pleaser either way. It's fascinating.
That's what we're calling it.
It's
The
standard
crowd pleaser
pattern.
either way.
So this is going to be Patterson and Foreman for me.
In standard, I'd like to point out.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's why I said that, because I was like, well, don't have to worry about the
Makes it a
additional
lot
points for
closer.
catching.
That makes Foreman.
It does
like,
make it a lot
reasonable.
closer. I like this question. I don't like people playing standard, but I do like the question.
Patterson, I think, is either way.
Correct.
I am.
Those
happy
red
with
zone
Patterson.
touches are very high value.
Yeah, Patterson's getting the usage that you want for any running back. So I'm getting Patterson either way. But since it's standard, it makes it a lot closer because of Fournette's just inability to do anything on the ground.
Yeah, I'm going Patterson Fournette because I absolutely refuse to play the guy on Thursday night at that point. That's literally what it is.
You don't want to root for both. You won't want for a root for a big high scoring game on Thursday night whenever it's
in a
on
hurricane?
point.
No, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Honestly,
on that.
the weather's the only thing that's making me say Fournette.
we have a burning question. burning question here in his 6-man league. Thank you, Steve, for adding some levity to these proceedings.
Woof. It's
Sylvian,
too FYI.
right. Thank you. Sylvian here for PPR. Interesting question.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry you have to start.
Still
any
Foreman.
of you guys. Yeah,
It's
I go
Foreman.
Foreman here
Foreman.
because you
We
don't
all
want,
agree.
I'm guessing that's Kyron Williams. and
It's got to
Darrell
be. It's
Henderson.
the only K Williams I can think of.
So it's either Rams running back or Foreman.
Unless he
And
misspelled Cadillac Williams and he's got some sort of time machine. Like, that's all I can.
I don't want anything
Fired up.
at all to do with the Rams running backs, like anything.
Correct.
Dynasty, redraft, keep anything. Just
Yeah,
get
I
them all
agree
away
with
from
that.
me.
I just get rid of all of it. It's all bad.
Yeah,
Megan, Drake London, Chase Claypool in the flex.
Oh,
This is a good one. That's another
is a
good
good one.
question.
Golly,
That's a
they're just
real
killing
question.
us today.
That's a
Oh.
real
I'm gonna
question.
go Chase.
Yeah,
gonna go Chase.
I am
just-
too, and I hate it,
It's
but I'm
so
doing
frustrating because London's going to see
He's
8
seen,
targets.
What 20+% of the target share?
it. Yeah, there's
He's
the
a
target share
talented
is
player.
really
No, but they
pathetic.
just can't.
Yeah.
The targets are horrible.
The target share
It's like
is really
saying-
pathetic.
I got 3 out of the 12 targets. Hooray.
Right. Yay! Thrown by Marcus Mariota. Oh, that's
In
not
30-degree winds.
good. Right, in a third, yeah,
Or 30-mile-per-hour winds.
Yeah. Whereas Chase Claypool doesn't know the playbook.
But
He had
physical
6
freak.
targets last week.
Yeah.
Doesn't know the playbook at all.
At all. Yeah.
He's moving back. He moved back to outside, which was something we were interested in seeing. They didn't want him in the slot anymore. They moved him back to his actual spot, which is outside. The slot experiment was a failure, and he played that much snaps and got 6 targets. Just imagine now he's playing a worse defense in the Lions, and all he needs is just one big play from him. Good to go. This Bears offense is something surprisingly based on the first couple weeks that you want a part of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, at least until playoffs, and then you want
Right.
to get rid of every Bear
Right,
player.
right. Then you move
possible.
on. You move on quick. Yeah, you get it out of there. Go.
Yeah, once you saw that schedule for that, oof.
That
Uh,
baby, Christian.
Christian, thank you, sir. Welcome to the party. The answer to your question is the start sit channel. All right. Daniel. We already did this, Daniel. Get out of here. Thank you, Christian. We will go in there in a moment. Someone will be with you momentarily on the Discord to answer these
Yeah,
questions.
Steve's already working on it.
Yeah, I know. Here we go. Luke Jackson. Ooh, boy.
Again, I'm happy with Connor here.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just loved his usage. It was both in the passing game and the rushing game. Eno did not look good.
Eno
Connor
hasn't looked good. I'm tired of people
He
trying
had
to
like
make
two.
Eno a
He
thing.
had 2 out of his like 4 or 5 games that he had like full usage. Like 2 of those games, he looked really good. The rest, he looked like garbage.
Man, I just really like Wilson, and I want to play him as much as possible.
I mean, I know,
And I know it's horrible
Yeah.
because the matchup is amazing for him. It's just,
I'm playing James Conner as well while Jason decides, by the way. That's my answer to that question.
no,
Former Pitt grad James Conner.
yeah. And I'm so I can't. I'm pretty sure the last time that they played, he didn't have a great line. So I'm going to go Jeff Wilson.
All right.
The last time Connor played the Seahawks.
Daniel, sir.
Real quick.
Okay. All right. One more. All right. Pitts or Dulcich for Daniel, real
Dulcich.
quick.
I
Dulcich.
literally have this question in one of my leagues that I've like on my team, and I picked Dulcich.
Dulcich is the answer. We clean sweeped one. We did it, guys. We did it. We did it for Daniel.
We can do it for every tight end.
Yeah, we can't do it for every tight end. Almost
I
every
don't
tight
know.
end. It depends how far down that list we're gonna have to go. I
Yeah, I
think.
guess.
At some point, we're gonna get to Jawan Johnson, and Jason's gonna be like, "He's my tight end 3," and
And he will
the
be.
whole show's
Oh
gonna.
God, you're completely wrong.
Will not be. He will absolutely will not be.
Not this week.
Not most weeks.
Not every week can you play the Arizona Cardinals.
Correct.
Okay, I think we've covered just about all. Wait. All right, Jerome, hit me with it. Oh, here it is.
Herbert.
Jerome, we're not
Herbert.
doing that intentionally. We're doing the Thursday night questions first because those are time gated. You have 10 minutes. If you have a Thursday night question, if we didn't see it, I'm getting bombarded. Post it again if you have to. Put it near the bottom. Like, help me, help you.
Yeah, we're okay with repetition here.
And again, Dr. Squatch, I'm getting you in a second, Dr. Squatch. I got a whole thing for you. So, Jerome, real quick, just for Jerome, who are we sitting? Singletary, Herbert, Johnson, Godwin.
Still Herbert.
Yeah, Herbert. Agreed. All right, Dr. Squatch. I love this, by the way. I had a whole thing for this because this made me laugh when it popped up. I love the handle. I love the photo.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. No notes. That's fantastic. And real quick for your question, because I like the question too. That's a real question.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a rail splitter.
See,
I
don't
think
know
it's
how
more.
you
I think it's more based on if Allen is playing or
yeah,
not.
it is big.
Because
I agree
McKenzie
with
becomes very interesting, and I would probably end up playing him over Slayton if Allen doesn't play.
doesn't play
Yeah.
because McKenzie is like Case Keenum's type of
Yes, he is.
slot receiver.
Yeah.
My man.
All
Like
right.
I think didn't the last year when the Browns played the Broncos on like Thursday Night Football and Keenum was starting, he targeted Demetric Felton way too many times.
He did do that.
It was perfect.
played in
I
the
actually
slot.
remember that game. I actually remember that game.
So I would not find it hard to believe in any way whatsoever that he just
And at
goes,
that point, Dawson
Cool,
Knox also
McKenzie.
moves up.
I remember that game. It was like that Indiana Jones movie where they opened the Ark of the Covenant. That was my reaction to it. Like my skin melted off. It was
Dearness Johnson just going
It was so
ham on
bad.
the Broncos defense.
So bad. Like no reason they should have lost that game, and of course they lost it. They're just like the most arrogant. They came in so underprepared. I could spend the whole rest of the show.
So either way, I think
Talking
either
about
way,
that.
even if Allen plays, I would like to play McKenzie over Slayton just because
I just don't want to play Darius Slayton generally.
Yes, I
As
just have no
brutal
confidence.
as Isaiah McKenzie has been. But I think we got that. Dr. Squatch again, fabulous name. That's A+.
Definitely made us smile. So thank you for that.
Jerome, here we go. Jerome's got a good one. DJ Moore, Amari, or Chris Godwin.
More
I'm
than
playing
Godwin.
the non-Thursday night guys.
Nope. I'm playing
gonna
more than
go
Godwin.
Cooper.
Nope. Still not playing Cooper.
How?
He's on the
How are you
road.
not playing Amari
It's
Cooper.
so easy. He's on the road. On the road. They have
He's
got
the wide
3 for
receiver
30.
12
Don't
in
care.
fantasy, you
Don't
psychopath.
care. Look at his road home splits. On the road, he's averaging 3 catches and 30 yards. So no, I am not playing Cooper.
Where's the
much
drop
So
button in
he's
here?
basically
I
averaging
need
what
to
DJ
find-
Moore is likely to get tonight.
Right.
But
He's,
he's more likely
he's
to get touchdown.
averaging DJ Moore's ceiling.
Not tonight. It'll be fine.
I'm gonna go with Amari and Godwin.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you. We may get roasted on this on Sunday, and I'll live with it if I have to. But there's no chance that I'm starting DJ.
At least you aren't
Moore.
doing it alone.
Yeah, there's zero chance, Jerome, that I will tell you to start DJ Moore over those other options. Will.
David
Alright.
Montgomery.
Montgomery? Oh,
Yeah.
Montgomery
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's
yep,
an
yep,
easy one.
Check.
That's an easy one. They're not debates; they're bickering. It's like marriage counseling.
Yes, we've been here for too long. We yell at each other constantly. Mostly me yelling at them.
Debating
because-
is civil. This is stop being civil 2 years
Jason
ago.
just tries to yell louder than us.
Yes, and I usually win because of it.
Not against me. You got to work really hard to yell louder than me.
I'm just gonna sit here until I just make my point.
No, yeah. Mike hangs out because mommy slaps daddy at the table and vice versa, and then Mike waits for his turn to talk.
And I'll just be like, "Hey, this is why." Okay.
Yeah, Mike is the voice of reason. That's why we have. That's also what Jordan
We have
does
Jordan
when he's
half,
here.
yes.
Jordan does the same thing. All right, keep the questions coming, guys, because I'm going to start working my way back up to do the non-Thursday night questions now, because people have been waiting very patiently. I appreciate that. Thank you for not pushing in line. You have 7 minutes until kickoff, folks. If you have a Thursday night question and we did not get to you, I will point out we are getting lit up today, which is
And
a
we
great
love it.
problem,
We love
great
every
problem
second
to
of it.
have. I'm not complaining, but I have to do some kind of law and order here, and the Thursday night people are going to go first because they're time gated. For example, all right, Luke.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's fun. You got to play Hubbard because Njoku's
Yeah,
not
you
playing.
have to.
Hate to
If
tell
that's literally the only two you can do,
Hate to tell you, buddy.
then
Njoku's
have
not
to.
playing that in that
I hate
game.
it. Yeah, I mean, you should join our Discord
it's
right
almost
over
a
here,
guarantee.
and we'll work through your waiver wire to see if we can't find you somebody better. Because I guarantee
Yeah.
there probably is.
Unless this is like a 24-team league.
That'd be fun. Let's do that.
Well, we
I'm
are.
writing that down.
Aren't
I'm
we
writing
doing-
that down. That'll be our new staff league.
Oh.
24 team. What do you want? 20-man benches?
Oh.
I think 20-man benches sounds good.
Sure.
Uh,
yeah. Let's just make it more interesting.
Yeah. Keep what? Keep 10?
Mm,
10 team keeper? I like this.
Golly.
That's a.
I
We'll
hate
call it
it.
the man. We'll call
It
it the
makes-
man league.
Ugh.
Dr. Squatch
Back again.
back again. Oh, this is
Ayuk and Judy.
Yeah, I'm also playing
Yeah.
Ayuk and Judy.
Yeah, it's Judy. Oh man.
Judy's been Russell Wilson's go-to so far, other than Dolchich. He's taken
Yeah,
over for
recently.
Sutton, and Ayuk has just been dependable.
My
He's
only
really
my-
good.
my only worry about Ayuk is just the fact that I don't think they're going to have to throw a whole lot. And if you're able to lean on
They're playing the-
CMC and
I was
Chargers,
gonna say, yeah, they're playing the Chargers, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
you're going to be able to lean on CMC.
I'm not scared.
I'm super scared.
I'm just thinking there's a good chance it could be a high-scoring, or at least a decently high-scoring
Guys.
pair of 20s and 20s.
Oh, okay. I'm like high
No, not
scoring, man.
40s. No.
I was like,
Crazy.
I'd be surprised if either team broke 30, but yeah, I mean,
The play rate in San Fran has been higher since CMC got there.
Jason, I got to
That's
put a
true.
clock on you. I
I
got some
guess
more
it-
Thursday night
it's
questions.
fine.
We got 5 minutes.
yeah, Judy and Ayuk's fine.
All right, we're actually gonna begrudgingly agree on something for a change. Yeah, you would, Christian. Everybody would join that league because it would be the greatest league of all time. That's
We got
right.
a lot of spots. There's a lot of
Well,
spots. in
we
it.
got a lot of spots.
Make sure you wear a cup.
All right. I swear, I read this is not my grandma. That is not what that says. I actually want I shouldn't have said that out loud because now somebody's going to go grab the handle "not my grandma," and I want that for myself.
Wow, that one's
Um,
tough.
This
Looking
is
at the
close.
names.
It's close. It's PPR, by the way. I'm not going to flip it off, but it's PPR.
Okay.
I'm going Pickens.
I'm actually going to go Samuel.
I don't want anybody going against the Philly defense.
I have to actually consult my rankings. Hang on.
I have.
There's too
I
many
don't-
names. I can't do it from memory right now.
Davis
It's
would be the
late.
choice if we knew Allen was playing, but we have no chance.
Even
of that.
then,
And
because of
someone-
the injury.
yeah, because
I'm-
he's not going to be going deep anymore.
Yeah.
More likely not very deep. So to me, it would have been Pickens, and I guess a slight to Samuel over DJ Moore, but I think it's Pickens.
Well, if they weren't playing on a Thursday night in a hurricane, I'd probably actually be fine just rolling DJ Moore out there.
Correct.
Oh yeah,
But
they didn't have literally all the stipulations.
I
there.
can't.
Kirk
I
Allen
can't
again.
recommend you play DJ Moore tonight, knowing what I know as we sit here.
Walker's
Curtis Samuel, I'm not
not
chasing.
strong
I'm
arm.
not chasing a 70-yard touchdown where Taylor Heineke threw it into triple coverage and they collided with the referee. Is the only reason why Curtis Samuel caught that ball. It's the luckiest thing I've ever seen. Well, maybe not the
They've
luckiest
been
thing I've ever
looking-
seen, but it's up there.
McLaurin has like a 30% target share since Heineke took over.
Yeah, Heineke
Which is
loves,
what we expected.
Yeah, it's not surprising to me, really. Not
I mean,
that
it's not a
surprising to
crazy
me.
thing. That's smart. You know, we have
Yeah.
a really talented wide receiver one. Let's throw him the ball a lot.
Right. I don't know why Carson Wentz can't figure this out, but hey, what do I know? I'm going with Pickens. Yeah, mostly because I can't roll the Gabe Davis with either Josh Allen not going deep because his elbow's messed up or not playing.
Pickens has the best chance out of these four to score a touchdown.
I agree with you there.
That's true. Yes.
I agree
But
with
you
you.
said PPR, which is, I mean, even he has an upgrade there.
Pickens still has. I mean, we haven't seen what the offense is going to look like without Chase Claypool there. So there's. I mean, while I expect Freiermuth to have the better target uptick,
Correct.
the other two wide receivers are still going to get a target uptick.
That and
so if he
Pickens
goes
is
from
just
averaging-
playing, he just this is anecdotal, but he's just playing really well. Like he's
like he's
playing.
a 5-star wide receiver recruit.
Right,
that started at college
exactly.
and just dropped in the draft because of a stupid knee injury.
Yeah, nobody's debating that. Nobody's debating that.
Steelers
All
know how
right.
to draft wide receivers. I
Yeah.
trust them.
That is one of their strengths historically.
Yeah. Pickens PPR.
All right, Tyler, what do you got for me?
Oh, Johnson.
Deontay.
Yeah, this is not a question. That's not.
Sorry.
I should have screened that better. It's Johnson. Uh,
Didn't even have to read it. I was like, oh no.
If I don't want to play like the number 1 target in this monsoon tonight, I don't want to play the number 2 target in this monsoon tonight.
Patterson.
Dalvin Cook.
Is that Dalvin Cook? Is it?
It's versus
Yes,
the Bills.
the Vikings
yeah.
are
It's
playing
versus
the.
the Bills, right? Yeah.
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 Vikings are playing the Bills. I'm still
It's
going Patterson.
Dalvin.
Yeah, it's Dalvin. It's Dalvin. Although
That's one of those where you might be getting
what's
a little
messed up
confused.
is that's not that much of a reach as
Guarantee.
you would think.
Yeah,
Well,
they're
I have-
they're both
Not much
close.
of a guarantee.
Yeah, because I have Dalvin Cook at 9 and Patterson at 14 in my rankings, so I can't really fault the question from
No,
Caleb
not at
there.
all.
I have them at 8 and 11.
I just immediately went back to preseason. It's like if you would ask me in the preseason, I'd be like, "What are you doing?" Like, but now
Cooked it
currently,
immediately.
yeah, current life, yeah, it's more of a question. All right, Jose's been waiting patiently. We're gonna fill one in for Jose while we wait for. You have 1 minute on Thursday night questions, ladies and germs. Get it in
What to
quick.
do with Mostert? My RBs.
But
are
Jose has
Steven-
been waiting very patiently to get this question answered.
Got him in a trade.
What do you mean what to do with them?
Oh, is this Jose? Is this the crazy league where
Yes.
you only have 4 running
Yes.
backs?
Yes.
I hate this league for you, Jose. You need a new league. Mike,
I'd
he's
get rid
only
of
allowed to
Henderson
have
first.
4 running backs.
4
rid
running
of
backs and I think
Henderson
4
before I
wide
got rid of
receivers
Mostert.
too.
Sorry.
So he's
Mike.
saying who to drop?
Yeah, what or trade or what do you want to do with it? Because he's only allowed to have 4 running backs and 4 wide receivers.
Well, I'm
I see
assuming
4
right now.
running backs.
Right now, you're going to be starting Mostert because Stevenson's on bye and probably Dylan.
Yeah, are you asking
yeah, to
like?
start?
If you
Well,
have to get rid of one of these 4,
I'm
Henderson's
probably
on
playing
board.
Henderson over Dylan because Aaron Jones is practicing in full.
I'd still,
People like,
I'd still rather Dylan over Henderson.
okay, fair enough, but that's like
It's close.
that's
Which is
not
disgusting.
the flex that people think
Do you want,
it is.
do you want
Like,
this
that's-
pile of garbage or do you want
Yeah,
this pile of garbage?
exactly. He's saying trade. Yeah. What would you trade? Okay, if you want to know what would you trade Raheem Mostert for? That's an interesting question. We can do that very quickly. When I say very quickly, I guess I don't mean that literally. What is a Raheem Mostert worth right now?
I mean, I don't think you'll be able to get much after this past week.
It's definitely going to be depressed.
You're going to have to hope for a good week this week and then try and jump ship there,
Let me pull up. my
which is,
spreadsheet.
risky.
Yeah, but again, he has to. I think he's only allowed to have 4 wide receivers as well, and on that makes it more tough because you want to get another running back.
I know, and that's the issue here because it's really hard to trade in that league. Okay, I'd say,
Burn it to the
You could-
ground.
well, no, but I'd say realistically, I would try and trade for Jamal Williams. I don't know that I'm going to succeed in that endeavor, but that's what I would try to do.
And or Swift.
Yeah, that's not the same thing at all. But okay.
People are still down on him. I'm just saying. I've seen way too
By
many people.
people you
You
mean
are.
you. By people you mean you. And
No.
let's be clear about
You
that.
just said
Like,
you
I-
wouldn't play him this week.
Yes,
Yeah.
this week. That does not mean I think he's a shitty freaking running
okay,
back.
first of all, PG-13.
That's why
That's
it's an
strike
A-
one.
1S.
That's strike
You're
one.
welcome.
You're going into the penalty box before the day is over. I can already feel it. It's gonna happen. It hasn't happened yet this season. We've been playing nice. Real talk. James Conner.
Yeah,
I
you
would
could
do
probably do that.
I would do that,
Possible.
and I think you could probably get that done, just based on body of work. Because the people who are still rostering Connor are frustrated still with Connor. I still think you could do that. Would you do it for Najee Harris? Because I think that's the other one. To Mike's point, my pile of garbage for your pile of garbage.
I'm more curious about maybe Algier.
I'd
Oh,
rather Harris
God.
over Algier.
I understand
yeah,
that,
I'm doing
but
that.
again, if you're looking at
Is he
If-
is he more of an attainable option for Mostert? Certainly.
I'm trying to be as
But-
realistic as I can with this. I don't think that
Yeah,
you can
I-
realistically get Harris for Mostert.
I don't either.
Okay. So
get
based
Warren.
on that, yeah, you could easily get Warren,
Jalen Warren if you
and maybe
wanted.
another piece.
Yeah, you could probably do it along those lines if you really wanted, because
Yeah.
Stevenson's not leaving your lineup. I don't
Yeah,
know what your other
no.
options are in terms of
No.
running backs or anything like that, but Stevenson's not leaving your lineup. Of these three that are left, Mostert's your better option every week.
I tell you the other one.
Yeah.
Not to like jackknife the whole conversation, but David Montgomery would be the other one that I might give a shot at trying to do that. Because it would be, I'd rather live with that reality than try to figure out the Dolphins' backfield. Like, I'd rather just deal with what I think I know. Jamal Williams would be my preference. James Conner would be number 2. David Montgomery would be number 3. And then, because I know this league, I talk to you about this every Thursday at this point. I know this league pretty well. It's a PPR league. I might consider Antonio Gibson. But that's kind of the world you're playing in, Jose, right now with Mostert.
Mostert doesn't have the name value, and he's had some production, but his production is up and down as well as going down.
You missed the window.
So,
The window was 2 weeks ago. So not to Monday morning quarterback the whole thing, but that's where we're at. But keep the questions coming,
hindsight's
Jose.
2020.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I would also.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
You have something else you want to add there, Jason?
Well,
Before
I'm
we
just
move on?
thinking that maybe you can drop. I doubt he's available. But if you're only allowed to hold 4, I'd drop Henderson to pick up McKinnon. 'Cause I bet you McKinnon's available because people are not paying attention to who's touching the ball.
Would I do that? I don't know if I would do that.
I mean, he's got more upside.
Yeah.
And that's what you're looking at this point. I mean, I don't ever see myself playing Henderson the rest of the season because that's just going to be a messy backfield unless they
You could easily
magically
have
figure it out.
6 touches for 3 yards
Right.
on
right.
a week-to-week basis for Henderson.
And real quick, shout out to Christian with the sub and the Discord join. Thank you, Christian. We love it. Welcome to the party. And shout out to Dr. Squatch with the Twitter follow. Welcome
Beautiful.
to the party, Dr. Squatch.
Boom.
Happy
Always
to
good
have
to see.
Dr. Squatch.
Boom, chocolate.
Superfan Polo set
Maybe
is
we can-
now in the building. Welcome in, Polo.
Maybe we can contact Dr. Squatch about making some avatars for us or something.
Oh, possibly. Dr.
Gotta be
Squatch has
done.
got to be careful, though, because he's dangerously close to copyright infringement on that soap company.
I'm
I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw it, I thought it
That's what you
was
thought,
like
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought it was the soap company, and I'm like, the soap company is trying to
Are they
talk
doing
to us? I'll
weird
take
guerrilla
those.
advertising?
I'll take weird guerrilla advertisements for soap, I guess. Like, what
Hey,
a
everybody's
what
gotta
a.
use soap.
Well, I was also like, that's such a weird marketing strategy. I love it. Like, way to get out creative. Like, nope, just a guy with fantasy questions with a sweet username.
An avatar.
Yeah.
Thought
Okay. Okay. We
we
have
were going to get a shameless plug there for Sasquatch soap.
no. They don't. They're not paying us.
That's
All right. Fred's got a question.
2, 2, and
1.
1.
Yep.
Definitely Henry.
Yeah, Henry's easy.
Definitely
I wanna say
Walker.
def-
I'm going to
yeah,
say
I'm gonna
all your
say-
running backs. And then
I'm going AJ Brown to guarantee for me.
yeah, same. And
So we want
Juju.
to do 3 RBs and the 2 wide receiver.
That's kind of how I'm feeling it. I'm going to go with the 3
mean,
running backs: AJ Brown and Juju Smith-Schuster.
Who's Vegas play?
Stand
Okay.
by.
Colts.
Yep.
They play the
Yeah.
Colts.
Which is why I was like, I want to go the 3 running backs.
They're playing the Colts, and they just lost Darren Waller and Hunter Renfro. I gotta expect Jacobs is just going to be even more usage than he's been doing. I do
Very
feel
quietly.
I feel like good with the three running back technique, even though they're 3 running backs that are not consistently used in the passing game.
Correct.
Right.
That is the downfall of this.
Right. But they're all. But it's a usage question,
yeah.
right? From top
Complete
three
ball
there.
in there.
Guaranteed usage.
Yeah. And then
I wouldn't find it hard to believe if each of them hit 30 touches plus.
wide receivers, we're playing AJ Brown and Mike Evans, right?
I'm going Juju, but I'm fine.
You
with
get
Evans.
a flex too. So.
Well, if we're
Is
playing
Debo
3 running
healthy?
backs,
Oh, you're right. Sorry. Yeah.
You're good.
My bad. Okay. So you're gonna play what? AJ Brown and Juju is
Yeah.
what you're doing. Okay.
taking those safe targets. Hardman's dealing with an injury, makes me a little worried about him. It's an ab thing, so it's not super terrifying, but again, if he is out, Juju gets more targets that way.
I mean,
Juju
It's
is
not-
pretty much
It's
he's
not
getting the
that
Kelsey
crazy.
target.
It's not that crazy. Like I of all the Jason hot takery,
this is
that's the one that I have the
this
least
isn't a
amount of
hot
issue
take.
with. Yeah, that's not a hot take. Like
We're picking at straws
mild.
here between Evans, Debo, and Juju.
I have Mike Evans at 12 and Juju at 15.
We more or less are
So-
just super impressed with your team, Fred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably playing Mike Evans, by the way. But I wouldn't be upset at you if you play Juju. It really
I mean-
wouldn't. It's 1A, 1B.
I haven't heard much about Debo, and it's weird.
That's he's been
Like
dealing
he
with an
just,
injury.
he has a questionable tag.
I can't justify playing Debo right now till I learn more. I have
I'm gonna
Debo
go-
at
I'm gonna
20.
go
I have
Juju's
Debo at
side.
24 in my rankings for that reason.
I'm gonna
I don't
go
have
Juju's
enough
side.
info. Okay,
So
Juju
so
side.
mine's gonna be AJ Brown and Juju.
Like I said,
I don't like this Tampa Bay offense, and
3
this Seattle
spots.
defense is actually legit.
we're gonna quibble over 3 spots. It's not. It's not material. Like it's.
It's a
I
strong
don't think.
team. That's what happens when you have a strong
Yeah.
team. You have hard decisions that are, close in rankings.
And I'm guessing that you're probably 6-2 or 7-1, 8.
Probably.
Yeah.
If there's any justice, then yeah, probably. Sylvain
If
Mack.
you can get
cool,
Pollard, get Pollard. Yes.
cool name, by the way. I don't know if that's a handle, if that's like your real name. But that's pretty cool, Sylvain.
You're gonna have to add
Someone has
something
Pollard.
pretty decent
Should I try?
along with one of those 3, though.
That depends on the need. I mean, Moore's been surprisingly useful.
Kadarius Toney is out of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Get that
he's
out.
not-
Get
he's
that
not
out of here.
throwaway.
It's definitely going to have
Get
to
that
be
outta here. Like,
more or Robinson plus something.
And
Right.
look, you like Wandale Robinson that much, Jason, but I'll tell you, the general public is not there with
Well,
you.
no,
So
no,
it's
yeah, yeah.
I think
That's
Moore
why I
is
said
the biggest
Rondale
appeal.
Rondale Moore is the real one.
Yeah, he is the biggest appeal, certainly.
Mhm.
And I don't think it stays. Like, I don't think this production continues for Rondale.
Yeah, it's going to be tough when Hollywood eventually finds his way back, assuming that
It's
happens.
partly going to be that, and it's partly going to be Zach Ertz is still going to have his games. You know who gets taken away from when Zach Ertz has his game instead? It's Rondale Moore. You know who's always going to be consistently used? DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, it's
So
almost like
you're
DeAndre
gonna-
Hopkins is really good at football.
There's going to be a
Amazing
game.
how that works.
There's going to be a game coming up here. It's going to be soon, like within a week or two, whether it be this week or next week. Rondale Moore is going to come right back down, crashing to earth.
Well, don't you remember
It
the
is-
first game Hopkins came in? He Rondale
Well, that
and
was-
Ertz both crashed
That was
so hard.
Thursday night game though, so I'm not.
That was also because they put Rondale Moore on the outside instead of using him in the slot, and he
What
just
they
couldn't
did with
play out
Christian
there.
Kirk? I mean,
Christian Kirk and Rondale Moore aren't the same player.
I was going to say it's not the same thing.
but
It's
it's
not the
Rondale
same
Moore's
person.
like 4 inches shorter and stuff.
it's the Cliff thing. The Cliff thing bothers me. You can't trust that man. He's
Can't
shady.
trust bad coaches.
Correct.
Weird.
It feels like
Ugh.
somebody that I'd meet in a back alley for some watches, and I
I
makes
mean,
me
at
nervous.
least they would
Cliff
probably
Kingsbury
be
doesn't
nice
need to go-
watches.
Yeah, well, they're going to look nice. I don't know if they're going to be like the genuine article.
Can't answer that part.
Aaron's back. Aaron, quick question from Aaron here.
Madison.
End of the bench RB question. I like these. These are always fun.
Oh
I say
man,
either
it has to
Madison
be.
or Spiller.
Thank you. Yeah, it's
My
between those two,
head.
but I think you have to go Madison.
I think just because you know that if Cook goes down, Madison's a guaranteed workhorse.
Yeah,
If,
and he
if
hasn't been
Austin Eckler happens to get injured, it's probably a committee.
car wash. Yeah,
Yeah,
So-
because
Car
Kelly's going
wash,
to be back
sure.
eventually, which also hurts Spiller.
yeah.
So I gotta
It's
say
Madison.
there.
Madison hasn't been great, but it's Madison. Just
But
'cause
I wouldn't
it's the
blame you
name-
for if you wanted to do Spiller because I think he's the most talented in that backfield behind Eckler.
That's why I recommend Spiller highly in Dynasty. It's just frustrating that right now he's gonna have to wait.
One of the few 27-plus-year-old running backs that are really succeeding this year.
And it's all because they're dumping off to him.
succeeding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see how you would get there, Aaron. Yeah.
yeah. There's nothing wrong with handcuffing injury-prone type running backs or players that we've seen injured in the past.
All right, Skylar's got another question.
Oh,
Ooh,
jeez.
that's a fun one.
I mean, it seems like Aaron Jones is going to play, and it's leaning towards Zeke playing.
Yeah, but
We
even
don't
They
then-
have
keep-
much.
Jerry Jones
don't have
playing
much there.
games.
Yeah.
Playing games so hard.
He's
like,
practicing, so that's
With-
something.
with a brace.
Like, we're gonna expect him to not play just because of brace on.
No,
I'm
no,
playing,
but
I'm playing Jones, assuming he's playing.
I
If
just,
Jones plays, I think I go with the upside of playing Jones.
let's see. Who do the Packers play?
Cowboys.
No, I'm
Cowboys,
playing
they play
Pollard.
each other.
They play each other.
I am playing Pollard. I can't do it. I have Jones. I hate watching him play
mean,
every week. It's been ugly. Yeah,
We're
hoping that he
out-
gets in the end zone.
Lazard and Watkins are the only healthy wide receivers at this point.
Yeah, and yet
And
they still,
Lazard's not that healthy.
and Jones has not been
He's
doing
healthy
anything.
enough.
It's been
Jones
extremely
has
frustrating.
Jones has been doing things in PPR,
Just not enough.
just not consistently. He's the running back 10
I
in
know.
PPR scoring. What do you want?
And they only have like one massive.
He needs to be
game. He has a bunch
consistent.
of
It's
good
driving me
games.
nuts.
That's
Yeah.
never been Aaron Jones' strong point, Jason.
I know.
It's a raw total thing. He has a
He's
40
either 20, 28
and he has
points.
a 3. He has a 45 and a 2. That's the life you live when you roster Aaron Jones. How are you
knew what
learning
were
about
doing
this
when you were getting
now?
into this.
I just
Yeah.
hate it. I hate it so much. I had
Oh,
expected him to do better. I was
because
expecting him to
Pollard's
run a
That's
lot
on
more.
you. That's not on Aaron Jones. That's on you having jacked up expectations that don't make any sense.
Because Pollard
just
has very
Blew out
consistent play
Mike's
this year.
eardrums. I just blew out
Yes.
Mike's eardrums. I'm sorry, Mike.
Yeah, consistently at like 8.
Yeah.
Hey,
like,
he only needs 14 carries. I mean, you can see what he can do with
Okay, but
8. You can see what
He's
he can do with
consistently
14.
gotten 15 touches, and this was the first week he actually went off.
Oh yeah, he also was the only play.
did you just have a stroke? What was this? Like what was like the I'm talking
Oh,
to
that's-
Jason. Like oh,
no,
he scratched
I
your
mean-
eye.
I'm in
like-
Kansas, so not surprisingly, the weather is switched from very hot to very cold.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
allergies have flared up.
I live that life with you. I understand. For a second I thought you were literally like I didn't know what you were
His
doing.
computer
I was like,
this,
what
the
happened?
camera was messed
Like,
up.
Yeah.
Like what happened here? Like but no, I'm if Aaron Jones is playing, I'm playing Aaron Jones. If he's not, then I agree. I'll roll the dice with Pollard. Like, but I don't like the fact that Jerry Jones is playing games with the injury report, saying, "Oh, Zeke's questionable, but he's 100% going to play this week because I said so." Like, that's literally the report from today.
Yeah, if Zeke
Like-
is out, duh, you're playing Pollard.
Yeah, it's not hard. It's just simple.
To
Like,
the moon. 14 carries
Ah.
is all he's going to get, but still, that's all you need. Need one.
Oh wait,
To their
no,
credit,
wait,
they do
wait,
understand
wait.
He
that
did that
he
one.
probably
We
can't
already did that.
handle a 25 plus workload type thing.
Well, and he literally came out and said that too.
Yeah,
He was like, 14 was my max. I was pretty winded. I'm like, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
a
pretty sure
tiny
he
dude.
played wide receiver at Memphis too.
Oh, playing wide receiver at Memphis seems like an utterly, utterly thankless experience. Just utterly thankless. All right, Jason, I'm gonna go line up some more questions. But in the meantime, while I work to line up some questions, let's do a start sit of the week with Jason Draven. Let's do
Yeah.
quarterbacks. I know you have a quarterback start you want to give the people here.
I know, and I really wanted to do Trevor Lawrence again, but I felt like I can't go back to the well over and over with him. He
It hasn't
plays-
stopped you to this point. I don't see why. You're
I know,
pumping it out.
but so I'm going to go weird and go with the game that can definitely get out of control and going Jared Goff for Chicago. Another great chance for both the Bears and Lions to put a point. Over under is 48.5. It's going to be fun. I'm excited for it. This could very easily get out of hand. Both defenses are not great, and he, like you said, Swift is getting better. So if he's actually there to be used at a higher rate and they're able to pass to him, even better news. Amon-Ra is looking like he's getting there, and against the Bears secondary, I'm not too worried about it. Bears are allowing 16.7 fantasy points to quarterback, which surprisingly this year actually makes you top 12 quarterback. So,
Oof.
yep, that is the issue.
Oh no, this year's been brutal, and it's not. If you think the NFL's been bad this year or it's been weird, that's not
You're
you.
correct.
Because
That's
it
literally
happens.
this is like the worst NFL season in 20 years, as far as points scored, and it's an assault to my eyeballs every Sunday. I have to watch this.
Yeah,
Fix
it's been one of the few years that you actually wanted to draft quarterback early because you wanted one of the top dogs. It's not close. Like the point difference is substantial. But
Alright.
for the sit,
I was gonna say do the sit as well. Do the sit as well.
Not
Go ahead.
surprisingly.
Just leave us hanging.
Yeah, not surprisingly, it's Jimmy Garoppolo versus the Chargers. He's at the top 12 right now for most people, and it's just the fact that I don't see him having to throw. I mean, if he does, I can see it being to CMC. I doubt he goes over 280 passing yards. I doubt he has to throw more than 28 times, and again, unless he's throwing 3 touchdowns, I just don't see him having any luck. Chargers are allowing 15.7 fantasy points to the quarterback. It's not great for you. So not something I want to trust, but I completely understand all the talent that they have that you would throw him out there and why people rank him in the top 12. So sound fair?
Fair enough. Have to drop. I wouldn't worry about the whole. Just focus on the first sentence. Have to drop one. Latavius Murray, Evan Ingram, Mecole Hardman to pick up Gus Edwards. First of all, I'll
Why?
phrase this differently. Yeah. Do you? Do you actually have to do that? I'm questioning the whole premise.
I'm assuming Ingram's not your starter, so you can drop that.
I would be fine if you want to cut Latavius
Well,
Murray.
it just says so that actually one we have to look at because he says my
Oh.
current tight end is Njoku, who we don't expect to play this week. So you might have to keep Ingram.
Yeah.
So
I'd probably be
And-
keeping Ingram anyway. But honestly, the only one on there that I would be fine cutting is probably Latavius Murray. But that's like the Spider-Man meme.
Yeah, they're the same player.
It's the same player. So I really, what bad running back do you prefer?
you're never gonna put Murray in your lineup and be like, boom,
That guy.
love it.
Things are going as expected.
Yeah.
All right, feel good about this. Yeah. Never gonna.
You're just kind of hoping that he falls into the end zone. Well, that's for both of them. You're just hoping that they fall in the end zone.
Yeah.
This is a little harder to unpack, but I think C. Will is asking us to evaluate something.
Just traded.
I think he's asking if we would agree with this decision.
Okay.
I would not have done it.
I would
Yeah.
probably not have.
I would
either
have wanted
because
David Montgomery still.
Well, it's running back for wide receiver. I don't like giving up the running back in that because it's positional scarcity. That's the starting point for the whole conversation. And I think you could have got more, frankly.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I think you sold yourself short there a little
So
bit.
you've two very solid running backs at Aaron Jones and Stevenson,
Well, you have
but
your wide receivers are. I'm assuming Jetta is Jefferson.
Sorry
yeah.
for the awkward pointing, but you could ask us these questions
Right,
proactively
yeah.
for $1 as low as $1 a month on our Discord, and we will talk you through it.
your wide receiver core is not weak enough that you needed to trade a running back for a wide receiver.
And however, your running backs are very upsetting.
You got Stevenson to lead the way, and then you got Jones with upside. Montgomery is pretty solid floor.
Yeah.
You're hoping
So,
Rashad White
so
takes
getting
over
rid of him
more.
was
Yeah,
rough.
that was a tough one.
A rare Twitch question.
Should I drop Rogers for? Ugh.
No,
Yeah.
I'd keep Rodgers.
I'd probably keep Rogers if those are my choices.
Yeah,
If those
unless
are
you
the
need to
three
stream this week.
Yeah,
And I'd
if
much
you're
rather
looking
drop
at a
somebody else.
streamer in general, then okay, I understand the concept, but Rodgers has at least had like 15, 16 points every week. He's not hitting 20 or plus, but he's still getting 15, 16 every week. Those three guys could easily get under 10.
Yeah, I just really like Jacoby this week.
And like I said, if we're talking streaming wise,
Yeah.
different question. But if you're saying just for like who I want on my roster, in general, I want Rodgers on my roster over those guys.
Yeah,
That's
as
fair.
bad as Rogers has been, it ain't that bad yet.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's still
both
producing.
at least
solid.
two of those are competing for their job.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and Brissett's not going to be competing for nothing.
I
You
know,
bet.
but
PA, welcome back, PA. It's nice to see you. Anger.
yep. Ingram, Komet, or Brait.
Yeah,
I got you.
yeah. Sorry, it like shattered my brain.
It's Komet for me.
It is Komet for me as well, as much as I don't like any of those choices.
I mean, it's
If I knew
definitely not
Brait was
Brait.
playing,
Yeah, it's definitely not
He actually
Brait.
is expected to play.
Yeah,
He
Brait
is?
is going to play with the busted up neck. I don't know what is
He's
wrong with
expected
that
to play,
man.
but I could easily see this being like a timeshare type thing. And
Yeah, Kate Otten's actually played decently, as little as I think of Kate Otten. Like,
and it's a
he's-
great matchup for tight end.
I know it's a very good matchup for tight end, but it would be
Yes.
so much better if Brait stayed out.
And
Then
you
you
which
played
is what
on
he probably
playing on.
should do.
do. Yes.
But like,
So I would much rather that, but I could easily see the Bucks being like, we're just going to use two tight ends and see how it goes.
Until he's hit wrong and then he just lays there.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't want to do Ingram, So
Right.
I guess I'll just
Just
go
saying.
Komet.
There you
no,
go.
no one wants to play Komet, okay? But it's the
I don't wanna-
least of
because
it's the
I-
least of evils. Okay?
And he has the best matchup of.
it is
I
the
mean,
least of evils.
And it was the flukiest of flukes
I
type
know, but
games
Cole
last
Kmet's
week where he
whole
scored 2
career is the
touchdowns. But
flukiest of flukes. This one was a Thursday night question technically, but it slipped through the net. But to be honest with you, just
I
to
think we
put a
did it.
fine. It was
Yeah, we did that one.
We did this one. Okay, yeah.
was
David, it was
Montgomery.
David Montgomery. That's right. We spent so little time on it because it was just David Montgomery.
yeah,
It's like,
it was
yes, we
easy.
saw that.
All right,
correct.
good. I'm not that bad at my job. At least not that yet. At least not yet.
Yeah, we were good to go there.
Okay. We did that question. Jason, let's do. Well, I continue
Running
to
backs?
source question. Let's do running backs. Start instead of the week.
Yeah, I'm surprised that more people don't like Jeff Wilson this week, but he was out of the top 25 for ECR. So Jeff Wilson is my start of the week versus the Browns. His first game back, he pretty much actually outsnapped Mostert. And more importantly, saw more targets. So in a PPR format, that's a pretty impressive task. He caught all 3 of them for 21 yards and grabbed his touchdown that way. 9 carries for 51 yards. I mean, in a matchup where the Browns are just absolutely atrocious against the run.
There you go.
I
That's the real
love it.
sauce. That's
I
the
know,
real
but
sauce.
you build it up and then you pour the sauce on and it makes it delicious. This is part of the reason I struggled with Mostert. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the fact that this is such a bad team that he could be pretty solid too.
And
if you're
also-
looking for a flex.
How the drive went whenever for the beginning of the game for the Dolphins, it was Mostert first drive, Wilson second drive, Mostert third drive, Wilson fourth drive. But then Wilson started to actually mix in with Mostert the rest of the game in the drives. So it wasn't back and forth. It was just like, oh, Mostert or Wilson starting to come in a little bit more.
So definitely a good look there. And not surprisingly, my RB sit of the week is actually James Conner. Going up against Rams, I know that's part of the reason I didn't like it, but it's a defense that allows 18.4 fantasy points to the position. He looked fine last week. I was surprised. He did look a lot better than I expected it to be, but in a game that I don't expect to be high scoring because any Rams game hasn't been. They aren't doing much. I just don't see him reaching double digits. And the time that they played in week 3, granted that was a long time ago, he had 13 carries for 39 yards, caught 3 of 5 for 18 yards. Not a
Was
great
that the
week.
game he got hurt or the game before he got hurt?
It was the game before he got hurt. So he played one more week and then he was out for 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
So again, that could have been the start of him getting hurt, but it just didn't look great. And he's going to need a touchdown to be top 24 running back this week. And there's a lot better options. Like I said, I'm nervous that Mostert actually edges him out just because of the pure opportunity and the porous defense of the Browns.
Yeah, but I mean, we know he's getting touches.
I understand. Hey, Mike. All right. I have 24 running backs that I have to try and decide which one of these don't get to be in there.
Oh, you mean like writing a start sit article every single week for this exact website? Oh, I wouldn't have any idea what that feels like.
That's just for
By the
wide
way,
receivers, though.
by the way, Mike, you may not be aware of this, and I'll make everyone aware of it here. You want to know what the #1 searched article is on Important Nonsense the last 3 months? And it's not one article, but it's a category of articles. You want to guess what it is? It's the cornerback wide receiver
receiver
matchup
matchup.
report written by your own Mike Manning. He's
Whoa.
he's your leader in the clubhouse for the last several months here, folks. By the
Must
way,
be a good read.
if you don't know, Mike writes our cornerback wide receiver matchup for ImportantNonsense.com. We actually do that not behind the paywall because we are here for the people. Doesn't mean we don't have a paywall, but we
The stuff
we
behind
are
there is
here.
more in depth you don't care about.
Yeah, we are here to help everybody. So
I'm just the frosting on top that you usually go to first, and then get to the cake once
Yeah.
you get through the paywall.
The people who
cake is-
really,
the cake is the sports betting stuff behind the paywall. That's why we make you pay for it because it
the
can make you
the
a lot of
fluffy cake
It
inside.
can make you a lot of money. By the way, stay tuned at the halftime of Thursday Night Show for our sports betting show with Mason Cameron and Vishal Gupta. Mason Cameron is 85% against the spread for this year.
woo.
Mason Cameron makes people lots of money. So you should follow him online because if you like money, and hey, who doesn't? It's a good way to get some. Hey, Jerome's got a good question here.
Full PPR. Need 2. Fournette, Zeke, or Johnson. Oh.
Deontay and Fournette.
Definitely Deontay. Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
probably
I think that was the easy one.
But yeah, I think I still
Zeke
go with
coming
Fournette.
off of injury is going to
yeah.
scare the hell out of me.
It's terrifying, right? Like,
Yeah.
all of it's terror. It's so bad.
Oh, I don't like it. It makes me feel dirty.
All of it makes me feel dirty. It's Fournette and Deontay.
Where do I have
Dr.
Zeke?
Squatch. Dr. Squatch was still listening.
Oh.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I bet you did. I bet you did start getting ads. I bet you did start getting ads.
That's awesome.
That's funny. That's good. Oh wait, James is amending his question. He needs one,
Oh,
not
That's
two. He
Deontay,
mistyped. He needs one.
Well, it's Johnson.
Deontay.
Deontay.
It's
Yeah.
Deontay. That
We're
makes
taking the
question
volume
much
there.
easier.
Yeah, that just made it less disgusting.
See, I knew I recognized
I
him.
gotta get this out. I gotta get this out of here before we get dinged for like slander. Like, oh god.
Oh, that one hurt.
Oh man. Oh boy. You're not alone, Christian.
Hey,
We deal
don't
with
worry.
this like every Thursday. I get this.
So, I think that this is the week that Godwin finally finds the end zone. It's gonna happen this week. I have a feeling. Our boy's going to get in there. He's going to get his 10 targets, and he's going to go for 30 yards and a touchdown.
I'm personally selfishly hoping Mike Evans scores twice. So that's my life. Like that's,
I got a lot of Godwin because I was not willing to pay the Mike Evans price, and I was
Yep.
like Godwin in like the 8th round, 9th round, 10th. Yeah, let me have that. I don't care if he
It's
misses
cheap.
the first 4 weeks.
right.
all the
right.
touches. I see him getting
He
10
gets
targets
plenty
every
of
game.
touches. He gets
Yeah.
plenty
Get
of
the
touches.
opportunities.
He just
He
doesn't.
catches
get in
at
the end
least
zone.
like 3 or 4 screen passes alone a game.
Yeah,
He does do that.
He's getting those 3 or 4 yard dump offs instead of Leonard Fournette right now.
that, and that's making the Leonard Fournette people nuts. It's just that and the Rashad, that and the white thing.
Yeah.
But it's like what
He's
what
not
were you, this
actually
is-
that much more explosive, which is weird.
Well, it's also what I've been saying though is like,
He's younger.
but they like White
Okay.
and they drafted him and they were never not going to use him, and now they've gotten into this situation where it's like nobody's happy. Now
Neither
one's
one's
happy.
producing.
No one's producing. The coaching staff's unhappy. Tom Brady's unhappy for a litany of reasons that we go through every Thursday on this show because I find it comical.
He was happy
Uh,
last week though.
Was he?
At
Was
the
he?
He
end,
call the plays at the end of the game. And
yeah,
win
at the end he was
game-winning
super
drive.
happy.
That's true. At the very end of the game, he was very
Yeah.
happy. I'll give you that. He was
They-
it's the happiest
they-
I'd seen him in a long time. At the very
Yeah.
end.
Everybody's
of that game.
saying about how like they didn't move the ball the entire game, and then Tom Brady started calling the plays at the end of the game for the final drive, and then boom, can move the ball real easy and score.
Right. Right.
It's super
Weird how that works.
It's almost like Bowles doesn't know what he's doing. Wouldn't be the first time, right? You're right, Polo. Got some good articles. Like they don't
Thank you,
they
sir.
don't pay him the big bucks for nothing. And I'm not talking about us.
I was
Yeah.
like, wait, is there pay-
You're getting
pay
paid?
somewhere?
Yeah, you guys are getting paid? Like,
I was just doing that for fun.
oh boy. Okay, Jason, let's do wide receiver.
All right. Man, I really wish I could say Mecole Hardman. I really do, but his injury has me nervous. So, shocker, I'm going to go with Donovan Peoples-Jones versus the Dolphins. Like I said, Cooper struggles on the road, literally going 3 for 30. Pretty much every road game he's played in. DBJ takes advantage, gets more volume here, and a matchup that is pretty ideal because more than likely, oh my gosh. I want to call him Xavier McKinney, but that's not right.
Xavier Howard.
Howard, thank you. I'm like, why am I wanting to call him McKinney? But Xavier Howard is probably going to be on Cooper. It's not going to, I'm just super excited for him. And 5 of the 8 games this year, DPJ has had double digit scoring. So why not roll with him and get your double digits?
He's basically guaranteed a 30-yard touch or 30-yard catch at least, and then like a couple other thrown in there.
Yeah. And the Dolphins allow 26.6 fantasy points to the wide receiver. So, works out great for DPJ.
I'm pretty sure 3 of their 4 starting defensive backs are like injured.
Doesn't matter. DPJ's going to just torch it. It's going to be great. I'm excited for it.
I
This
know
could be a
lot of
very
folks-
high scoring game.
I know a lot of folks are hoping this is the week DPJ finally gets in the end zone. So we'll see how that works itself out. So who do you want to sit down?
Well, and we touched on it earlier. It's Brandon Cooks, man, versus the Giants. Surprisingly, Giants are only allowing 22.1 fantasy points to the wide receiver, and Nico Collins and him are pretty much exactly splitting. Their fantasy points are 9.7, 9.1. The fact that Cooks is dealing with a wrist injury and the whole background stuff that bothers him, I'm super nervous about playing him, and I cannot bring myself to say that I want to play or trust Cooks to be a top 36 wide receiver this week.
I mean, I'd be mad too if you were
I get it. I mean,
they were inclined to be like, hey, look, yeah, we'll get you out of here if we get like a decent, return and stuff. And then they sit there and say they're gonna expect a second and a fourth in return. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
for a 29-year-old wide receiver that has a massive contract.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
they just burned him.
Definitely wasn't the most ideal situation for him, and I mean, we were all about it last year. I loved Cooks last year, if you don't remember, but this year it's just, yeah.
We remember.
I was close.
I will say he got a lot closer. We made a lot of fun of Jason for that, and he got close enough to where a lot of us were getting nervous at the end, where it's like, oh God, it might actually happen. Like it might actually occur.
Yeah, if only they would have started Davis Mills more last year.
Yeah, it's not going so great this year.
Yeah, I know. It's killing me this year, but
because Lovie Smith believes in like running the ball 95.
You just said Lovie because Lovie Smith blows, and I was like, you could just stop right there. Like you could just stop. Like that, you nailed it. Like perfect analysis right there. Yeah. Is it like?
And Dameon Pierce is clearly a very good player.
The best player on the offense, on the team. Playing the best.
Yeah, he's definitely playing the best.
Yeah. The only other people that can be in conversation are like Laramie Tunsil and maybe Derek Stingley.
All right, and Jason, let's do tight end real quick. Let's just knock it out.
You know you want it. It's K. Dotton versus Seattle. As we said last week,
it's not Juwan Johnson. Oh my God!
I know you're so sad. Hey, I nailed Noah Fant last week though.
You hedged that like I'm not giving you credit for that. You had like 4 hedges built into that. Your own notes had Will Dissly You think I can't read the show sheet? I'm not protecting you.
I still got it.
We're friends, but we're not that good of friends that I'm going to lie to America about what you wrote. You had like 9 caveats on that.
You could easily sit there and just be like tight end versus Seattle or Arizona every single week.
That's what he did.
That's
what he did. He wrote like 3 tight ends against.
And then they said I had to pick one, and I said, okay, I'm going to go with Noah Fant, and it worked out. You're welcome. But Seattle is literally the worst defense against tight end. Shocker. Otten has been surprising piece on this team with Cameron Brate out, even though he's coming back with his neck issue. Makes me nervous. He's getting the targets. I'm really hoping that Brate doesn't ruin it for him, and he's still just like out there. Past 3 weeks, tight end 9, averaging 10.6 fantasy points, and that's perfect for a tight end for you. Don't care who else you're looking at. I'm perfectly happy rolling out K. Dotton. And then, not surprisingly, tight end set of the week is going to be Evan Ingram versus Kansas City. He's a 6 toughest matchup for tight ends, allowing only 6.8 fantasy points. And while I do expect Lawrence to have to throw a lot, I think it's going to be to Kirk, Jones, and Etienne. So I expect Ingram's matchup to be more difficult, making him a fade. And clearly, I expect Lawrence to try and find Kirk a lot in this matchup.
Can't argue too much about a lot of that. I was gonna mock you, but you actually picked a player, so I can't like harass you for writing like you didn't write like Otten /Brate slash 2 other players like last week. So it's
whichever one of them is actually gonna play. That's who. No.
Yeah, you at least you planted a flag, so I can't argue with you too much about that. So I'll tell you what, we're running light on questions. The game is already, such as it is underway. It's disgusting.
3-0
happening. Yeah,
Carolina.
That sounds about right.
It's not great. End of the first quarter.
Kind of what we expected.
First quarter's wrapping up here. I think we're going to wrap.
Did we say smash the under on this one? Did we forget to do that?
Probably.
I think
it's in there
would have been like.
I think wasn't it implied? It was implied, right? Yeah.
So we're with 2 terrible offenses.
43.5 over under.
We're going to wrap up here in a minute because we've answered everybody's questions. I triple checked. We got them all. If you have any last-minute questions, get them in now as we're getting ready to wrap the show here, folks. So this is your official warning. And Christian, I agree. It is getting hard. Continue. You got to keep the faith, man. And thank you. We welcome you into our Discord. And I see that you're getting help in the background from the rest of our team who are not live on the show. So thank you. We welcome you in and hope you enjoy your stay here. And Jason, I have one last question for you.
Uh-oh.
Did you see the Chargers cut Jerry Tillery today?
No, you can't. That can't be real.
They did.
Go look it up, homie. I'm not that
I had
creative.
a thing come up on my phone.
I'm not that creative, dude.
it
I
happened, like,
can
at the beginning of
I
our-
can yank your chain pretty good. But you think I'm that creative to just rip Jerry Tillery out of my you know what? Like that's such a deep cut. Like
Former like
Why?
he was a
20,
First round.
29.
first round pick. He was
Yeah.
I only bring it up because he was a first round pick in 2019.
yeah.
So they cut him. They waived him today. I don't know why. My question to you was, what do you know? And I already
That's
have my
bananas.
answer. I already got
Especially
my
'cause
answer
didn't they
just from the
lose
facial.
another to tackle. They just lost Austin
Yeah.
Johnson.
Yeah, and they just signed
Jason's facial expression is
Fehoko.
like someone walked into his room and farted on him.
I know,
Like
that's so mad.
he's so mad. I thought you would know. I would have known about this and might have some kind of comment. Apparently, I just ruined your whole evening.
Yeah,
bad
because I know
you
that
could
My
play.
apologies. I didn't.
I know that
didn't
Braden
intend that.
is the one who came in for oh my gosh, why can't I think of his name?
Austin
Johnson. Yeah. But he's again somebody who's been with the team forever, but doesn't really get a whole lot of usage. But the fact that
How bad
Why?
do you have to be playing that literally someone at your position got hurt and you still got cut?
yeah, I mean, golly, that's just bananas.
Yeah, so I saw that because it's being reported by Schefter and Ian Rappaport. So I'm like, well, it seems legit enough. I got two sources. Like it's not.
That
It's
is
not.
so
And
frustrating.
you got to be careful with Ian Rappaport on Twitter because there's a lot of.
Well, and even
Ian-
now the new little
Purchasing
check
your
mark
blue
thing.
check marks.
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
means
You got to be
nothing
really
now.
careful with some of that. But I've got multiple confirmed sources that Jerry Tillery was waived this afternoon by the Chargers, and I'm like, what is the incentive? He was a first round pick in 2019. He's still on his rookie deal.
Yeah. This
Why
should be
would
his
you
final
wa-
year, but
Why would you waive him on his rookie deal? That's insanity to me. What is going on with the Chargers, Jason?
I think you know exactly what's going on. Freaking
Bath
Gillespie.
salts?
No.
Because I'm going with
The
bath.
front office,
I'm going with
like
bath
always.
salts. That is not discounting what I just said.
I know. And injuries.
both could
I
be
don't-
true.
Yeah, that's
both
all.
could
You cannot rule
be-
that
a lot
out.
of Tom Telesco making more mistakes, like always.
So,
He's done a couple of things correct, but
I'm just saying. Like, I didn't mean to ruin your whole evening here. I thought you would have seen that already.
I was on here. I didn't.
Well, I don't
about
know when
until-
I don't know when it happened. The report came out at 6:30, but that's
Yeah.
not helpful. That's
Schefter had it at 23 minutes ago.
okay. So it was pretty recent. Okay,
That's
so
why I was
yeah,
like,
we
I
were- we
didn't even
were-
hear about it, and I was
We
just
were
like,
on air. Yeah, so we were on air. And yeah, I got a notification while we were doing the show, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it happened during the show. But in this case, it did. All right. Well, there you go, folks. Because the Chargers line needed to be worse. They're waiving first round picks. All
I
right.
don't get it.
Bold strategy to open tank when you have a good young quarterback. It's
Yeah, even Popper
Uh,
just did it 22 minutes ago,
not normally how that works.
and he's a beat writer
fascinating.
for. Oh,
All right. Well, I'll
As long
tell
as
you
we could
what.
ruin his night before we got off the
I know.
broadcast.
You know,
I love how that worked out.
it might have it would either happened on air or would have happened in the post show about 30 seconds from now because I would have said something to him when we were signing off. So it was going to happen either way. Dr. Squatch, we enjoyed having you as well. Welcome to the
Thanks so much
family.
coming in.
Let's go around the horn here for goodbyes. Jason, where can the people find you, and do you have any parting thoughts as we get out of here and into the weekend?
Yeah, man, that FF nerd, literally anywhere you can. I'm on FLA a lot, and so that's probably your best way outside of the Discord. My order of ranking goes Discord first because those people are the best, then Twitter, then FLA because
They pay us.
that's part of why I say they're the best.
Yeah.
Oh, outside of that, make sure you hit up our awesome store, shop.importantnonsense.com, because we just added some new stuff, and you definitely want to get some of that.
Get your
For the
holiday
holidays.
merch.
Got to get it on.
Get your holiday merch.
So, outside of that, yeah, I'm just excited, and college basketball is also back, so I'm doing all that kind of stuff in
Oh
the
God,
Discord
wake
too.
me up in March, Mike.
You and Steve, what is wrong with you guys? College
Hey,
basketball's
I'm gonna
the
enjoy
best.
watching it.
All
My
right.
man.
All
My
right,
team
there
is
you
terrible, so
Also, make sure to join the Discord right here.
we'll get to that plug. Mike, any parting thoughts, and where can the people find you?
you can see my Twitter right underneath me at _Mike_Manning. Pretty easy. And also, as we said earlier, right, the wide receiver cornerback matchups that have apparently been pretty popular. been doing pretty decently. Every week, every Friday they show up, and then also, as you can see below me, to join our Discord, because all these questions can be answered every day if you'd like. Almost any time of the day.
And
will
can
have
be
somebody
in-depth.
available.
Almost any time of the day. If
Yeah.
you're answering me,
Yeah.
if you're asking me at 3 a.m., I'm sorry, but I am a human
Might not
being
get to you right away.
asleep.
And even then, if you ask for an explanation as to why, we will gladly give it there. It's a lot easier to do.
Yeah, type it to you as opposed to having to like answer it while 48 people are trying to ask me a separate question. Although that does happen. The Start Sit channel does get pretty busy, especially on Thursday. And of course, I am Neil Smith. You can try and get me on Twitter at @nonsense_Neil. I do my best with it. But if you really want to talk to me, I'm on our Discord all day, every day. Like starting 6:30 in the morning Mountain Time, I'm usually on, and I'm usually got it open until I go to bed at around midnight. So I can't guarantee you I can get to your question in real time, but if it's in there, we make sure that's our commitment to you. If your question is in the Discord, you will get an answer. So if you want to talk to us, it's the best way to get a hold of me for sure. I check that Discord more than I check my actual cell phone. Like it's to that level at this point. So
Yeah, I have it open at work every day.
and as we leave,
See,
Oh.
I
I
also
went
went
to-
to I went to I went to an A10 school, but then I went to grad school at a Mac school, so I'm grandfathered in.
I went to Pitt, so like we were good in college basketball.
You actually
yeah.
went to Pitt? I didn't know you actually went to Pitt. I just knew
Yeah, he
Yeah.
said that.
I did actually go to Pitt.
like my short-term memory is shot, my man. Like my short-term memory is fried, so don't take it personally.
So it's been a while since we've been good, but still love college basketball.
I agree. I do love college basketball, but mostly in March. And thank you, Polo. And with that, we're gonna wrap it up for tonight, guys. Try to enjoy the disaster that is Thursday night football. I know it's gonna be hard.
Well, halftime show's gonna be good.
Well, say and tune in. Come back to with us here at Important Nonsense for the halftime show. Mason Cameron, Vishal Gupta, they'll be getting all your prop bets set and helping you pick a card. And then tune in tomorrow for more betting degeneracy, as always, with those guys when they do the big main slate of games and help you pick winners. So they do a great job over there, and we are very grateful to have them. But with that, keep up the nonsense. Have a week.
Golly, man, this